Ed, thank you very much for joining me today. Just to kick off, could you please introduce yourself for me, please?
Sure. My name's Edd Jones and I'm the co-owner of Hartley Dental Practice in Plymouth, which has been the case for just over 2 years now with my business partner, Simon Poyner.
Perfect. So today we're going to be talking about the festive season, which, as you know, is a very exciting time of year, but as a practice owner, I can also imagine it comes with its challenges. Could you just kind of tell us what challenges you find over the Christmas and New period for practices?
So there are a few challenges really, which I suppose are probably fairly generic across the industry. The main one is emergency cover and persuading the clinicians that they have to be on call on Christmas Day and Boxing Day and New Year's Day and work between Christmas and New Year. So that's quite a big challenge for us. Also, appointment availability is also a challenge because generally we wouldn't necessarily open for a whole day traditionally. Just in case we have emergencies, it would probably be on an on-call basis, where it would go through to an on-call mobile and the dentist would have to answer it and then obviously find a nurse to come in with them to the clinic to see the patient, which is quite challenging generally.
Yeah. So in that case then, what sort of arrangements do you have in place in your practice over the Christmas and New Year period?
So we're very lucky, we've got 24/7 emergency dentists within the practice and all our emergencies are directed to those guys, so they occupy a room within the practice for which they have their own CQC registration, etc. And all of our patients who are in pain out of hours, so over the New Year, Christmas New Year period, are directed to 24/7 and they're seen here at the practice in the surgery that they would normally be seen by, say, Simon on their routine appointments. And those guys will see them 24 hours a day, clues in the name. And we just direct them to an on-call number and the patients are brought in and seen on a need basis, which is obviously fantastic because it means the benefits are multiple. One is the patients have got 24/7 access to emergency care over the festive period, which is fantastic for us. It's a great marketing tool, but also for the dentists. So for example, Simon, Dimple and Alex don't have to do any on-call, which for me as a practice owner, or for Simon and I as practice owners, should I say, when we're recruiting for associate dentists, they'll say, well, why should I come and work at Hartley? And one of the first things I'll always say is, you'll never have to do an on-call. How does that sound? And they kind of scratch their head and go, well, how's that? And then we have the conversation around 24/7. So that service for us has been kind of revolutionary over the last, well, it's pretty much 2 years, I think, since we kind of engaged with those guys, and it's been fantastic. It's the cover over weekends, evenings, and obviously over Christmas and New Year. The service level that we can offer our patients, perhaps compared to other practices in the area, is now superior. Although I'm sure that they are registered with 24/7 as well and send their patients along to see them. So it's kind of, the benefits are multiple, really.
Yeah. So you've kind of spoken a lot about the benefits for the practice and for your staff as well. What about the patients? What sort of benefits does this bring to them over the Christmas and New Year period?
So yeah, it's availability and accessibility really are the two main things, and being seen in the practice to which they're accustomed. So like I said a minute ago, being seen in the same surgery that they would be seen for their healthy mouth review with Simon helps with, because 8 out of 10 people are nervous to some degree. Everything from butterflies to bursting out in tears as they come through the door. So being seen in a familiar environment is really important for them. And being seen by professional and qualified clinicians is also important. Having that, we pride ourselves here at Hartley on the levels of service we offer. So that's fixing the teeth, but also the customer service. And 24/7 seem to have that ethos as well, which fits really well with our ethos that you can kind of see behind my head, which is treating you the right way. And it would appear that 24/7 and the owners in particular have got a very high standards and want to work to that ethos as well. So it's a nice fit and the patients respond positively to that.
Amazing.
And clearly, if a patient has dental pain on Christmas Day or Boxing Day, having a number they can ring and to be seen within a couple of hours is just, the benefits are obvious to that. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. And so why would you recommend the 24/7 dentist to other practices?
So first and foremost, it's the communication really. So the guy, like Trudy, for example, is incredibly communicative. That was easy for me to say. As a steer, I have constant communications from those guys about what's happening with our patients. Obviously, income is a thing for us. So for the practice, I suppose having that extra income really helps. But primarily for the patients, I want Hartley to be a cut above the rest. I'm never particularly shy about saying that out loud, as I'm sure people will tell you. But I really want us to be the best practice in the area, and by being able to offer the out-of-hours service that 24/7 offers so well is just complements what we do so well and creates so much availability for our patients. I'd never change it now, to be honest.
Amazing. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much again for joining me today, Ed, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas.